Good morning, everyone. My name is Henry Adetunji. I'm your facilitator for today's lesson, and today's lesson is brought to you courtesy of Straightgate High School. Today, we shall continue our topic, spreadsheet, and we shall be focusing on spreadsheet terms and features. Here is our learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, we will be able to uh, list and explain some basic terms and features of spreadsheet. If you are ready, I'm ready. Then let's get started. Number one features we shall be mentioning is absolute cell reference. An absolute cell reference is one that does not change when it is copied. To make a cell reference absolute, you must include a dollar sign before the reference. So anytime when you have imputed a value into a cell and you don't want a cell to change its value once it is copied, what you need to do is add this dollar sign to it. And a typical example of how to go about this is what you have. Now, an active cell. An active cell is the cell in the spreadsheet that is currently selected or for data entry. The active cell reference is listed in the name box directly above the spreadsheet column head. So an active cell is that cell. You can typically see it from a worksheet. It's totally different from every other cell. An active cell will always have its border thicker and in black color. So it means it is a cell that is ready to accept data at that particular point in time. So which means that you can work on a particular cell at a particular point in time. So once a particular cell or cells are made active, every other cell becomes inactive. But you can make any cell active for use or to receive data just by clicking on them, and automatically that cell becomes active. We also have an anchor cell. An anchor cell is the first cell that is highlighted in a range. When a range of cells is selected, they appear as highlighted in black. The anchor cell, however, remains white. If only one cell is selected in the sheet, it is the anchor cell. Now, don't mistake this for an active cell. By default, when you open a spreadsheet, cell A1 will automatically be highlighted and will automatically becomes the active cell with a thicker border. That does not make it an anchor cell. That is an active cell. But when you select a range of cells, the first cell you selected from that range of cell, you will discover that, let's assume you are selecting range of cells from A1 to A10. Definitely you have to hover your mouse to A1 and move your mouse down to A10. Now you discover that the cells that you have selected will automatically be highlighted. But cell A1, which is the first cell you started your highlight from, will not be highlighted. It becomes white, while other ones becomes thicker bold. And that cell A1, which you started your highlight from, which refuses to be thicker or highlighted, is your anchor cell for that setup, for that range of cell. Cell itself is a rectangular area formed by the intersection of columns and rows. Cell can be identified by the cell name or reference, which is the same thing as cell reference, which I'm going to talk about in 5, which is found by combining the columns letters with the row numbers. For example, the cell in column C in row 3 would be called cell C3. Cell may contain letters, numbers, formulas, or functions. So why cell reference is the name you give a particular cell, which we have mentioned in 4. Column. Columns run vertically on the spreadsheet screen. An Excel spreadsheet contains 256 columns that are labeled with the letters of the alphabet. When the columns labels reach letter Z, they continue with AA, AB, AC until you get to AZ. Once you get to AZ, then you start from BA, BB, BC until you get to BZ. Once you get to Z, you start from CA again, continually like that. And that is how you identify columns. Columns are labels in letters, while rows are labels in digits. The combination of your columns and your row forms a cell reference. Data. Data refers to the types of information that can be stored in the cell of a spreadsheet. Spreadsheet data type includes numbers, labels, formulas, and functions. So this is just talking about the kind of data that you can impute into a cell. You can impute digits, you can impute labels, that is in terms of names, text, and the likes. You can also impute formulas and functions. Where we are going to be talking about functions and formulas in a short while. Now, what are formulas? Formulas is a spreadsheet data type that will calculate a result and display it in the active cell. So formulas are just basically a spreadsheet operation that allow you to perform operation on a specific data imputed in a cell. So like your addition, your subtractions, all these they are formulas, like average, put them together like that. So a typical example is, and one typical thing you need to understand about formula before you can apply formulas in a spreadsheet or to perform a specific operation on some data, every formula must start with a sign, which is an equality sign, equal sign. So if you do not put an equal sign, then that formulas will not carry out its operation. So at any point in time you are using a formula in a spreadsheet, you must first of all start in a particular cell. You must first of all start it with an equal sign. So in this case now you have equal sign A3 plus C3, which means that you are trying to perform an operation that will add the sum of data in cell A3 to that of cell C3. Formula bar. The formula bar appears directly above the column heading of a spreadsheet. It looks like a search bar. Every one of you that you are familiar with Google search bar, that's exactly how it looks like. So it and we display what has been typed into an active cell. So whatever thing you type into your active cell will automatically be appearing on your formula bar. For example, if you click on a cell that contains the formula equal A3 plus C3, the cell itself will show the result of the formula, but the formula bar, however, will display what actually been typed into the cell, which in this case is A3 plus C3. So what we are saying here is that for you to understand the functions of formula bar very well, so let's assume you are trying to carry out an operation on this data that has been imputed in a cell. Typical example is you are trying to add up the sum of data in cell A3 with that of cell C3. So by the time you click on enter, the outcome of your operation will be displayed in that cell, but the real operation, the real data that the operation was performed on, will still appear on your formula bar. Now the last one we'll be talking about today is functions. Functions are inbuilt formulas. So any formulas you type in yourself into the spreadsheet is called a formula. Now, what the major difference between a formula and a function is the fact that any formula that is an inbuilt formula that is part of the spreadsheet itself is referred to as a function, but the one you supply yourself is referred to as formulas. So they basically perform the same functions. So functions are inbuilt formulas that are used to enter either commonly used or very complex formula. Like formulas, functions begin with an equal sign and use cell reference in their format. One commonly used function is the sum functions, which will add up the value in range. The sum, if you want to use sum, this is how you use it. You start with an equal sign, just like the way we said it in formula. Then this is saying add up the numbers in H2. We add up the data in H2 to that of H25. So by the time you press enter, the value of those data will appear in the active cell, while the actual data that operation is being performed on will appear on the formula bar. So, but the function here is the sum, which is an inbuilt formula for the spreadsheet. We still have more features and terminologies that we are still going to talk about, but for today, we are going to stop here. In a subsequent class, we'll talk about other things. Till I come your way again, I remain your facilitator, Henry Adetunji. Make sure you stay at home. Make sure you stay safe. Maintain proper hygiene through regular washing of your hands. And if there is need for you to go out, please make sure you wear your nose mask. God bless you. I love you all. And I see you in the next class. Bye.